Hey, Marilyn, can you hear me? It's Nancy.
Okay, I unmuted. Hi, Nancy.
Well, welcome from the Pacific Ocean. I just wanted to say I sent you an email earlier this week.
Oh, yes, you did. And I started answering you and I got interrupted. And now I remember I didn't
Okay, ready?
finish.
Okay, we'll talk after.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat
My name's Don
shalom.
Pomeranz, and I am filling in for Rabbi Feshbach, and I'm going to announce and welcome Brooke to light our Shabbat candles as the service begins. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And now we're going to turn to page 138 for Lachado D. And since Brooke is stepping down from the bima, I'm going to take off my mask or I'm going to suffocate. And there's no one else here, so I feel safe to do that other than Carol and Rob and Jennifer. Ready? Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmianu el chamucha Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shon teviferet l'hiti la 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 Lecha dodi Lecha kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat kabat velo lenikra ki hi mikor habracha merosh mikedem besucha. So ma'asa b'li shivati la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri kiva orech kumi ori uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alaycha nigla la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. As we rise and face the Queen, Gam Sancha Utzahala Och Menu Am Segula Shabbat Mekabela. And we turn to page 142. Please be seated for Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzvetchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei We turn to the bottom of page 143. Waking from his sleep, Jacob said, "Truly, Adonai is in this place, and I did not know it." He was awestruck and said, "How awe-inspiring is this place! There is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." Page 144. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'elmad yivarach Rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yom echon, u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, u'v'zman kariv, V'emeru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam u'lam me'almaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yithaleh, v'yithalal, Shemei dekudesha, v'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'emeru, Amen. Page 146, we rise for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Turn to page 149, the top of the page, together. Praise to you, Adonai our God, for whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch Adonai Hamaraiv Aravim. Remain standing. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Ba'ed. Please be seated and join me. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha. Veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam veshivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha uvtavtam leot mamuzot beitecha uvisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. The top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. מי כמוך באלון אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. Turn to page 61. Reading my cheat sheet here. Let's read together in the middle of page 161. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us unto shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporesh sucha shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yisrael. And now we're going to sing Veshamru on page 162. השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, הודי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We all rise now for the tefillah, beginning on page 164. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שבא באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד השל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחייב, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללו לך סלח. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. And now we pray silently. You may be seated, please. And now I'd like to, my pleasure, to call Jennifer Arlano to the bima to lead us in Oseh Shalom on page 180. And then we will go to Misha Berach on page 371.
What page are we on? 180.
You know?
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, say shalom bimromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel. Ve'al kol Yoshe Zevel. Ve'imru. Amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel. Ve'al kol Yoshe Zevel. Ve'imru. Amen. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel. Ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel. Ve'imru. Amen. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel. Ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel. Ve'imru. Amen. Thanks. Oh, do you want to announce it or should I?
Huh?
Do you want to announce this or should I? Okay. Mi sheberak avoteinu bekor habracha leimanu.
Shelema.
the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Amen.
We're done? Okay.
Really not sure of the sequence of when to ask everybody who has someone to remember who's sick or not feeling well or needs support before or after we sang Mesha Berach, but those who are in the sanctuary would like to remember anybody at this point who's not feeling well, feeling sick, please let me know. Rob, Carol? Anybody on Zoom? Now you can unmute yourself and let us know.
Alex Boutros.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, James. Tonight's parasha has Moses before he passes away. He's addressing the people of Israel again. And this parashat has 72 commandments in it. And so, of course, like all non-rabbinic students, I went to the internet and I have a bunch of those. So I'll share those with you. Some of them are very interesting. If a murderer is killed by hanging, then you must bury him the same day. A lot of things in this parashat are quite violent, and you'll see. If you see your brother's animals go astray and find them, you must return the animals to your brother. If your brother is not near or you do not know the owner, then you may keep the animal until someone inquires for it, and then you shall return it. You must apply the same rule to any lost items of your brother. I'm assuming that brother is not necessarily familiar brother. This is my brother's keeper, that sort of thing. No male garment shall be worn upon a woman, nor any woman's garment upon a male. There's a section where rabbis discuss this cross-dressing thing. So that's where this commandment comes from. If a mother bird is sitting on her eggs or is with her young ones, you must not take the mother with her young. You must set the mother free, but the young you may take for yourself. Here's one for the Virgin Islands. When you build a new house, you shall make a guardrail for your roof, so no one shall fall. Do not sow your vineyard with mixed varieties of species. Do not plow with an ox and a donkey together. Do not clothe yourself with wool and linen together. Make yourself twisted threads on the four corners of your garment. That's the tzitzit we see on people who are traditional and wear something underneath, and they've got the four fringes hanging, and there's also the fringes on our talit that we see. The specific laws pertaining to sexuality, including promoting sexual innocence before marriage and stern commandments against adultery, rape, incest, and children are born out of wedlock. Keep away from every evil thing. Keep close to guard to what is clean and what is unclean. You must not return a slave who has taken refuge with you from his master. There shall be no lewdness among the men and women of Israel. You shall not pay your brother any interest, be it interest in money or food, or anything that be considered interest. You may pay interest to the stranger. Keep your promises. You may eat of your neighbor's grapes, but you may not carry the grapes with you. There are laws regarding the way a man can divorce his wife. When a man takes a new wife, he shall not go out into the army, but shall remain free in his home for 1 year with his wife. That's a good one. If a man steals from his brother, the thief shall die. When collecting a debt, you shall do so in a righteous way. Do not withhold anything from a day laborer who is poor or a stranger. Pay them their rightful wages before sundown. Let them not cry out to God against you, for that sin would cling to you. Fathers shall not be put to death on account of sons, nor sons be put to death on account of fathers. If there is a dispute between men, then they shall come before the court to be judged. The righteous shall be justified and the guilty condemned with strict guidelines. All your weights and measures shall be justified and truthful. So a lot of that applies to today, and I found it interesting to read the entire section, but that sums it up pretty good. And so now we will continue with concluding our service. Are there any announcements? I have none myself. And we'll turn to page 586 for the Aleinu. All rise, please. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula l'yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu keguyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishbachot velo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim umishtachavim lifnei melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hu notei shamayim v'yosed haaretz, Hu moshev yakarov b'shamayim imah, U'shchinatu zot v'yad hei meromi. Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet Malkeinu efes ulato, Kakatu v'torato, V'dat hayom v'hashivota al levavecha, Ki Adonai hu Elohim, B'shamayim imah, V'al haaretz Jennifer up now, page 595. There are stars.
There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light. Long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. but the stars that light up the darkest night. These are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember.
And tonight, we observe the yard site of the following members: Yusef Avigdor, Julius Kushner, Frida Lang, Samuel List, Harold Monison, Noah Newman, Louis A. Perez, James Daly Power, Evelyn Sandhouse, Dr. Robert L. Schwartz, Harry Shapiro, Samuel Siegel, Arno Weinberg. We observe the yard site of the following Chaim members and those dear to our Chaim members: Hannah Ashkenazis, Sophie Bernstein, Abner Blumenfeld, Janet Buxban, Gertrude Cohen, Max Cohen, Theodore Cohen, Max Dorfman, Joseph Ben Shalom David, Florence Epstein, Sharon Fagan, Reva Garraway, Morris Goldberg, Murray Goldberg, Alan Gordon, Max Karp, Benjamin Kessler, Francine Kopit, Sylvia Lawrence, Sidney Levin, Arthur Levine, Jerry Myers, Albert Miller, David Morowitz, Stephen Obstgarten, David Pardo, Albert Sachs, Victor Schreiber, Arthur Selzer, Jacob Skowron, Nikki Sova, Howard Spector, Helen Taylor, Chaim Turetsky, Hannah Waldman, Ida Weinstein, Hi Weiss, and Leah Zimmerman. We observe in the Shaloshim period, Mary Ferreras, Nicholas Alexander Dudley Ryder, Avi West, Ahmed Prelu, and the recent deaths of Florence Nadelman, cousin of Rabbi Michael Feshbach, Rabbi Richard Hirsch, founder of the Religious Action Center and head of the World Union for Progressive Judaism. And you can unmute your mics, please, if anybody would love, in Zoom would like to recognize a loved one.
Natafa Romaine.
Anyone else? Okay. Our closing prayer tonight is Adon Olam on page 625. And I hope it's the melody that I know. Good. Adon Olam Hashem Malach B'terem kol yesir nivra Le'et nachsa b'chefzo hu Asal melech shemo nikra Ve'acharei kichlot hakol Levado yimloch mora Ve'hu oya Ve'hu hover Ve'hu yeh b'tifara Ve'hu echad ve'en sheni Lehamshil lo lehachbira Ve'li reshit ve'li tachlit Ve'lo ha'oz ve'hamizrach Ve'hu yeri v'chai go'ali Ve'tzur chevli be'etzara Ve'hu nisi u'manusli Benat kosi be'yom echad B'yado afkir ruchi Ve'et kisha Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Shabbat Shalom, all you on Zoom.
Shabbat shalom.
This is Nina from Philadelphia.
Kids are still there. Hi.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good job, Daddy. You did it.
Shabbat shalom, everybody from
Carol.
Maryland Blackhall in North Carolina.
Shabbat Shabooty from Shayna and the kids in the background.
Oh, can you put your picture up, Shayna?